Hello, I'm David Penny from the Alliance of Independent Authors, and I'm here today asking some questions of Marco Croella. Is that right, Marco?
Yes, it is right.
It's not
Hi
the
all.
not the Spanish pronunciation then, so it's the Italian one. Marco Croella of Streetlib, and I'm going to ask him some questions here on behalf of the ALLi members. So thank you for agreeing to talk to me today, Marco. It's a pleasure to see you in the flesh.
Pleasure, pleasure to see every one of
Yeah.
you.
So tell me a little bit. What is Streetlib? When did you set it up? What is it you do? And why would it be of interest to our indie author members?
Well, as Streetlib, we were born a while ago in 2006, at the very beginning of the first wave of first e-reading devices based on electronic ink. And during the time, we developed a platform for distribution of ebooks, so for getting ebooks from authors and publishers and providing them to the stores. And this is what we mainly do. We connect authors and stores in the simpler possible way by providing during the path services and tools to the people who choose us in order to improve their experience and make everything easy and smooth. So, for example, we set up a free online book editor that enabled everyone to build their own ebook, being it a very simple text ebook or an ebook with images and sounds and whatever, or a comic ebook in a very professional way, but with no technical notion, in the sense that everything is made under the hood, and author can concentrate only on the content and on the added layer of knowledge they want to introduce inside their content. All of this is done for free. Because we embrace the risk of publishing together with the authors, and so we just take a small percentage of every single ebook sold, but we do not take anything for the creation of the ebook. Moreover, for example, on the other side, after that any book is put on sale, we also provide the chance to every single author to have their own page where to actually sell the ebook. We need a very, very smooth and straightforward procedure for the final customer, and without need by the author to emit any invoice or to cope with the technical support, because that is up to us. Also, this tool is given to every author for free, and per every sale that is done through this way, the author gains 15% more over on the top of the standard share they take on every sale. That is usually 60%. So it's a system where we obviously take revenues, take a revenue share, 10%, but where we do our best efforts to make it simple to start, simple to sell, and so to create a win-win situation between us and the others.
Yeah, it is. It would be impossible to run the organization you do without taking some share, because it's everybody expects everything these days to be free, but people don't have endless pockets of money to fund that, and why would you? It makes sense. So you were in really at the very early days of digital books, weren't you? By the sound of it, 2006 is going back a long way now.
Yeah. Yeah. We started and we started from Italy, where we are based in 2010 with this distribution business, and in fact at the time there was no ebook market, so we saw every stage coming, and now it's some years, so we are working also with international authors everywhere. We currently have about 7,000 authors on board, active authors. An active author is an author that has published at least one ebook, and we manage titles in more than 65 languages. So it's quite an international setup.
Yeah. I was amazed going around the hall yesterday how many stands were there from practically every country in the world that you could imagine. Botswana and also, I think I couldn't find somebody from Chad, but they were about the only people I couldn't come across.
Yeah. The difficult part is when you have to cope with alphabets, with strong requirement in terms of Unicode support. But this is also quite a good way to approach the market, because you learn a lot about also the different approaches that in different countries are made towards the market itself.
Yeah. You said you started up in Italy. Is there much of an indie author scene in Italy at all? Just out of interest.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Is there much of a self-publishing author scene in Italy?
Yeah. There is. In Italy, usually we had also before the new digital way, a lot of the so-called vanity press. So people who just wanted to have or to see their books in a printed form. But as soon as we have launched our service, we became aware that the vanity press was so related to the vanity, but to the difficult access or randomic access to the publishing market. And what we are experiencing not only in Italy but also outside of Italy is that the huge amount, with respect to the so-called traditional publishing, the huge amount of stories, novel, essays, of ebooks created have actually a market that could be in some cases small, but actually a market. We have actually ebooks that sell. Maybe they do not sell as much as a Dan Brown novel could, but the principle is why they shouldn't be placed in the market if they can. And the digital publishing enables us to do that. And it's fantastic to see how niches, or what we consider niches, are expanding and are selling also in different points of the globe. We are always somewhat astonished, having started with a language, the Italian language, that is very small, to see how it is sold all around the world, maybe in smallest community who wouldn't have access to titles except the top sellers of each category. And the same happens with all the small, with all the languages with a small diffusion, especially with languages with a small diffusion. You can see how the spread, the worldwide spread sales are pushed up by the availability, by the simple availability of the electronic form. Not to talk about English and Spanish titles that are definitely worldwide spread by default, I would say.
Fantastic. Do you any of the authors that you work with, have you had any sort of breakout success with anybody at all, Marco?
Yeah, and the very first breakout success of our first authors were also at the very beginning, and I can't deny that this kind of success were the first indications that a market, a hidden market for self-publishing was present. We had some dozens of authors reaching national prizes. And one trend I would like to share with you pleases me. That is that at the very beginning, some years ago, it's not ages ago, but some years ago, the success was meant as being noticed by a large publisher, a traditional publisher, and being recruited by a traditional publisher. That was seen as somewhat a point of arrival for a self-publishing author. And actually, it is also today for many people. But what we saw is that also thanks to the chance that we and also other platforms offer to have the access to the stores in the very same way the publishers have, and more the success of a self-publisher is meant as success, commercial success, and not necessarily related to become the author of a publisher. We are experiencing more and more authors having commercial success that want to keep and self-publish themselves because they do not have to, let's say, pay other intermediators, the middlemen, for doing a job that they have already been able to do with success.
That's right. We've got examples of authors who are in ALLi that are outselling significantly traditional authors, and they're taking home 70% of the income that their books. Whereas if they were a traditional author, they might be taking home something between 3 and 10% if they were lucky.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it does make a difference, and
it definitely is.
And in these days, a lot of the trad publishers don't do that much extra for you as an author, so they still expect you to do a lot of the work yourself.
Yeah. This is particularly true for the authors that are not their first traditional publishing experience, because often when an author makes his first steps into the publishing world, thinks that being under a publisher wing means only to write and then forget about everything. But the reality is not black and white, and so there are many shades of gray. So you can be in the position where you don't need a small activity of promotion, but often you are in the position to do, I would say, quite the very same work as a publisher. Maybe if I have the chance, I would like to share also another part of our experience, because we do not work just with authors. So we provide the very same services also to small and medium publishing houses, and we have a lot of them on board. We work with more than 1,000 publishers. As the total number of titles we manage in our catalog, it's about 110,000, of which 1/3 is from authors and the rest from the publishers. And also now, if you access our services as a publisher or as an author, you get the very same interface. But this very same interface is not only one choice, one user experience choice of us. It's because working, we became aware more and more that especially small publishers and compared with multiple title authors, well, they are not so different, definitely not so different. Also here, there is not a black of being publisher and the white of being author, but also here we notice a large area of overlapping. We are experiencing more and more authors, experienced authors, that starts providing services as editors or as publishers themselves or as translators. So it's a wonderful time to live in the self-publishing business, because you can see a very brand new market forging from the chaos in a reasonably small amount of time.
Yeah. Self-publishing is beginning to come of age, isn't it? It's matured and developed hugely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. A question. Obviously, you are a distributor of books, and authors upload them to you, and you distribute them. How do you differentiate your services from other aggregators such as Smashwords and Draft2Digital and some of the new companies that are coming along?
Well, as the core services of the distribution, I would say that the kind of business is very same, but as often happens, not only in this business, but in every business, one big difference is how do you do your work. I've already told you about some of the services we provide for free to smoothen the experience and to help authors raising their share, the store or the web editing tools. But I would add a little element for comparison with the largest providers that you cited, Smashwords and Draft2Digital. That is also related to the core of the services. Currently, we are able, and we do it on a daily basis, to bring the authors also on two of the largest stores in the world market. There are Amazon and Google. Amazon Kindle Store and Google Play Books, where nor Smashwords nor Draft2Digital are currently operating. And this is the result of an hard and deep job we did in past years. Not only to provide a basic distribution service, but to provide, as I was telling you, the A-level service we already provide to our publishers, to the publishers we serve. Well, maybe if I had to tell you in a single phrase, what we do is treating authors and publishers as the same entity, because they are. So we do not think that in the market there is a professional level of publishers and then a material level of self-publishers. For us, everyone deserves a pro-level service, because everyone demonstrated us in past years to be able to be at a pro level.
Yeah, very good, very good. What plans do you have for the future of Streetlib, Marco?
Oh well,
apart from taking over the world?
It's very difficult to summarize that in a small phrase. But we are working on a daily basis in order to add services, collateral services, to make everything smoother and simpler and at a professional level. For example, we are working hard to provide more advanced promotional tools to the authors we serve, along with new instruments to commercialize their content, and on the other side to optimize their so it's a multi-level, but everything related to making the experience more complete and simple, just to become the one-step solution to reach the market.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
I won't take up any more of your time because I'm sure you need to recover from your day and a half of Frankfurt as much as I do. Thank you very much. I'm David Perry. I've been talking to Marco Croella.
I just need a couple of weeks to recover from a couple of days, but
I know. It is pretty intense, isn't it?
Definitely intense.
It is. Thank you very much, Marco.
Thank you, David.
Bye.
Bye all.